It's game time, we ain't playing with you. It's game time, it's game time, we ain't playing with you. That's how we ball for y'all.
What up, what up, what up, what up? You rocking with Duvab. Thanks for joining for episode 94. Round of applause. It's like Black History Month is starting off. We're starting off Black History Month. Unfortunately, the way we started off Black History Month, in this month, we lost a very good pioneer, civil rights leader, activist, no other than Reverend Jesse Jackson, man. Yeah, he passed away, man. Lived a good life, 84, passed away 84. But he was battling certain things when it came to his health, but he's going to be definitely remembered and missed. Definitely talked about, his first with Martin Luther King, definitely they said when things like 24, Martin Luther King was basically just hired Reverend Justin Jackson and then kind of just had him, part of that civil rights movement. He was definitely there when Martin Luther King died, and he was he's basically activist on his own community. And I didn't even know that he actually was also part of the like negotiation. So that's why internationally he's known. They look towards him to help put in terrorists. So, he's definitely one part of history. I mean, a lot of people was young, including myself, wasn't there part of that movement. But definitely history. That's why you definitely can't erase history. You gotta just learn history and go back and just hear about the great things that, or even the things that they had to overcome, and the reason why we don't have to work that hard, or even be proud of just our heritage and what we went through, what they went through for us. But definitely gonna be missed. Definitely gonna be missed. Said 2026. He got the rainbow push for the coalition organization. So he definitely leaving his legacy behind. Also, all the good things deeds he done. The messages that he passed off, and definitely with the famous saying, keep hope alive, keep hope alive. So yeah, it's forever those words. But I'll play.
Our time has come.
For more than 6 decades, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. fought for justice and equality.
I was born in Greenville, South Carolina, in rampant radical racial segregation. I had to be taught to go to the back of the bus or be arrested.
He was just 24 years old when he began working with Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. in 1965.
I learned so much from him. Such a great source of inspiration.
King named Jackson the first head of Operation Breadbasket in Chicago, an expansion of the movement to focus on hunger and economic equality in the North. When King was killed in 1968 in Memphis, a young Jesse Jackson was there.
It was a defining moment in the history of our struggle.
Years later, Jackson broke from King's organization to create Operation Push. In 1984 and again in 1988, Jackson ran for president, becoming the first major black candidate to do so.
We have proven that we can survive without each other, but we have not proven that we can win and make progress without each other. We must come together.
For decades, Jackson had wielded influence among presidents, world leaders, and business leaders. In 2017, Jackson was diagnosed with a neurodegenerative disorder, but he continued to lead his Rainbow Push Coalition organization until 2023.
Lay out the vision of what could be. America, our time has.
So yeah, so definitely everybody around the world is definitely pouring their condolences and respect, because he's definitely one of those. He's one of those guys that people definitely looked up to, and it was just a different attitude and different way he talks, the way he was part of the movement and just wanting equal rights for everybody, fought for rights when it came to voting. So he's definitely one of those guys that everybody talked about. And he was always positive in a different aspect of what his words. So that's what he had.
I may be on welfare, but I am somebody. I may be small, but I am somebody. I may make a mistake, but I am somebody. My clothes are different. My face is different. My hair is different. But I am somebody. I am black, brown, white. I speak a different language, but I must be respected, protected, never rejected. I am God's child. I am somebody. Give yourself a big hand.
So yeah, so that's definitely you know a sad way, feel like a piece of history definitely is just cutting short, but that's usually life or expectancy for, yes, black or even older men, 80, 80, 85, 86. That's where it is. But condolences to go out to his family and friends, and yeah, he's definitely gonna be remembered forever. But talking about man, talking about Reverend Jesse Jackson, Donald Trump, he tuned in on it. He just commented on his ex. I think somebody should take his Twitter X account, he needs to have somebody just edit it before he talks, or just because he just, I don't know if he just did it intentionally or he kind of was just being Donald Trump, because he showed his condolence, and because he actually knew Reverend, Jesse Jackson, and he also said he just made it a lot about him. He just, tell how he lent out his hotel on 40 Wall Street for him to organize his organization for his campaign for the Rainbow Push Court. But I feel like he kind of, and then he was taking shots at Obama, like, oh, I'm the only president really was for and helping you and this and that. He's like, come on, man, Donald Trump, just say your condolences, man. The guy just don't got to go into all that extra, because then it looks bad. It just looks bad. He's like, I'm not racist. People think I'm racist. It's like nobody. I'm put it this way. I don't think you're racist. I just think you're intentional of being out of touch with the world and in different communities. I think you out of touch too much. You're not understanding how things is working, or what's the consequences of the things you're doing. So I don't think you racist. It's just the way you kind of say things and do things. It looks bad. And then when you want to talk about Obama, I don't know what's going on with you and former President Obama. I feel like y'all just keep going at each other left and right, But this is what he had. When I say he been going at Obama on X and Twitter again, he really posted something about just about the frauding of the voting. So I guess he reposted a clip, but in that little clip at the end, it had a meme of Barack Obama and Michelle as apes, and obviously that's very racist. Whoever made it was intentionally racist and had an intentional thought. Like, there's when it comes to those type of thing, you're the president, and I know you took it down in 12 hours. You took it right down. But the fact that you're just saying that, hey, that's okay, or just I made a you didn't even say you made a mistake. You just basically just blatantly just don't want to apologize. Which you feel like you shouldn't apologize. So that's what he had to say.
A number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, and looked at the beginning of it, it was fine. Certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it. And probably they would have had the sense to take it down.
But okay, it happened. People seen it. All you gotta do is say, yeah, I made a mistake. I apologize. I don't mean offense. Is that hard? So hard to say? Like that type of attitude, man. It just it's like you're the president. You gotta remember you're the president. Other things like that happen to you. The foot was on the other foot. How would you feel? Would you think that's that lightly, or you would be right on Twitter X talking like, "Oh, look what they did to me," da, da, da. Like so. And I get it that the world is not. You feel like the world is not on your side, but it's the way you're like acting, carrying yourself is just it's crazy. But finally, well, I guess he was on a podcast, Barack Obama. So, this is what he had to say.
First of all, I think it's important to recognize that the majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling. It is true that it gets attention. It's true that it's a distraction. There's this sort of clown show that's happening in social media and on television, and what is true is that there doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel like you had to have some sort of decorum and a sense of propriety and respect for the office, right? So that's
And it might be a distraction. It really might be a distraction, but it's just still, it's come on, you gotta have respect. Even Tucker, he even said like for you to do that antic blatantly on your social media platform, what is that saying about you?
Look at this, guys. This might sound like just another meme video, but it's not a meme anymore. It's a signal. The president's account posted a clip, and near the end it showed Barack and Michelle Obama edited with ape imagery. Then the White House gave mixed responses. One moment, it's just a harmless meme. The next, it's posted by mistake, already removed. And President Trump says, of course I condemn racism, but I'm not apologizing. I didn't do anything wrong. I only watched the beginning of the video. And here's the thing. This isn't about whether you like Obama or hate Obama. The real question is this. If something like this can appear on the president's own platform and be treated like a small mistake, what gets called a small mistake tomorrow? Supporters will say the media is overreacting again, trying to trap the president. But the reality is even some Republicans felt it crossed a line. And maybe the bigger precedent is this. American politics is slowly turning into a war of symbols, insults, and outrage instead of facts. So the question isn't just what happened today. The question is, where are we heading and who actually benefits when we keep getting pushed further apart? Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely troubles because the social media is so powerful where you could make these memes and things like that, but man, you want to go down to facts, but even that is just even if you had made a mistake, to say you made a mistake, man. Move on. Yeah, we'll move on, but you just gotta make sure you address the world, your United States, because you're the president. Address it and say, hey, this is still not right. No, whoever did that or was responsible, they should definitely get penalized. Because what are they doing putting that on together anyway? And who would allow you to didn't double check to see what the whole video? So now we don't check to see what the videos are we posting. We just okay, yeah, I got the first part. That's cool. But who's editing? Who's flipping these things? Like, you should check what you're posting on your social media from beginning to end, at least. Come on. But is it a distraction? Because I don't know, this might be the distraction because a lot of things been going on in that Epstein file. People still talking about them weird things. Because now they talk about this pizza party thing. This pizza party kept popping up in these emails. Like, well, you guys gotta, talking about can't wait to have these pizza party. The grape soda was great. Like what? First of all, I gotta find some new codes because I feel like we're cracking the code already. Because that is how you're grown adults always having these pizza parties. That don't make sense. They say only kids had pizza parties. I remember when I was younger, you had a pizza party when you was a kid. You had a pizza party when you was a kid. I never been as an adult. I never had a pizza party, so that's really weird. Then they kind of just comparison with the Justin Bieber song "Yum Yum." It mentioned some things about the Jello and all these subliminalism. It's just in his video looked a little weird too. They say he was groomed as a young kid, popular. All everybody in the adult industry, Hollywood liked him, so he probably went through some type of trauma or whatever. But the person who's really in the hot seat is Bill Gates. Bill Gates, he's in the hot seat, man. He said he had nothing to do with Epstein. He wasn't on the island, but this is what he had to say.
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior. Yeah, I met Jeffrey in 2011. The focus was always he knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to Global Health. In retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. It's factually true that I was only at.
Well, that sounds good, Bill Gates, but unfortunately, your ex-wife who got a divorce, she felt a certain different way. She said something else about that situation.
This went downhill fast.
The emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a transmitted infection and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles.
Sad, just unbelievable sadness. Look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls? I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth, right? And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on. And
this went down.
Ooh. So your wife had something to say about, your ex-wife had something to say about that situation. Allegedly. Definitely was something powerful. But it looks like, Michael Jackson, it looks like he's kind of just coming clean to see what his involvement was. Was he involved in anything like that? And no, his name was not involved with anything. But it's actually looking like the opposite, where he actually built that Neverland because he probably knew some of these things were going on. And he was trying to save all the children. You know how Michael Jackson grew up. He really didn't have a childhood because he was an entertainment star at a young age. So, he basically was stripped from his childhood. So I could see him really, caring about the kids and the youth. And then when he found something out like this, he just kind of just wanted to make a safe place for the children to go, so they didn't have to go on that island, And even Macaulay Culkin, he even said, Michael Jackson saved me from the island. That's what he said himself.
That Michael Jackson saved me from getting on a plane to that tiny island.
So Michael Jackson used his life to protect children, yet was misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought. Recently, a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's Island. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse. yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children. He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father, protecting her freedom. Today, as more truths are revealed, we can finally see Michael Jackson for who he truly was, a hero.
You know, it was a little kind of weird, always hanging out with kids, but it wasn't no sexual things going on, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't. It was just kind of just really trying to be a kid itself. Trying to reinvent his childhood, and he just always wanted to protect the kids. So I'm glad that's coming out now to show that he had nothing to do with anything like that. He wasn't even mentioned once in the email. But a lot of people are still mentioned in that email, man. A lot of people. A lot of people. Yeah, but a lot of people. But talking about Michael, there's another MJ in the hot seat. But he shouldn't be in the hot seat because MJ looked like it looked kind of crazy on the video, but it's a video. But they don't, you gotta wait to see what was the reason why he was kind of tugging at the shirt. But when you're looking at the other angle, yeah, he was tugging at the shirt because they just finished celebrating, so he had ice on his shirt and he was trying to get the ice off his shirt. Yeah, it looked weird, but we gotta, like, our culture gotta stop just throwing our I guess the goats under the bus for no reason. I mean, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan never was in the press and the headlines about anything crazy. Maybe just gambling, mess about it, but nothing weird like that. So we gotta just quickly slow down, not just jump to conclusion, because unless we get the whole story, yeah, it look weird, but at the end of the day, different angles that make it look crazy. But remember, he just on national TVs, like in front of millions of people. He just won the Daytona 500, in the chip. So, like, he was celebrating, and he knew the kid. That's actually driver's son, so he knew the family. So I don't know why people would jump to the conclusion to think that. I mean, it's funny, okay, haha, yeah, it's funny. Let's just laugh about it, but let's not crucify him. Let's not on some burn his shoes, burn his sneakers, all that BS they talking. Like, that's crazy.
Celebration has quickly turned into an online controversy after 23XI Racing secured a major victory at the Daytona 500. Co-owner Michael Jordan joined driver Tyler Reddick and his family in the winner's circle. But a short broadcast clip from the celebration is now going viral for a different reason. The footage shows Jordan interacting with Reddick's young son, Bo, appearing to grab or pinch the child around the lower back during the excitement. Some viewers quickly labeled the moment inappropriate, arguing that a public figure should be more cautious during a televised celebration. Others say the backlash is being blown out of proportion, noting that Jordan clearly knows the family and that the clip may look worse when isolated and replayed online. So far, neither Jordan nor Reddick has commented publicly. A historic win, and now a divided internet.
It's like, I wouldn't comment on that. That's like, that's fool's, like they say, fool's in the internet. That's just whatever it is going to be, especially if he's close with the family. Like, why would they? It's just crazy how we got to stop trying to cancel our own people. And we got to stop going after our own people for no reason. Wait till the story folds. Like, you soon they just take one video clip and they clip it and boom, it's out there and then it's going viral and they just talking crazy about MJ, Michael Jordan, man. It's like, come on. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. No reason. No reason to. We ain't hear nothing about anything like that. I know all this Epstein stuff is, is fresh off people's minds and is going viral, but come on. Let's wait till hear the story and see what happened. And then we can make our judgment. Let's get getting some music, man. Did check out J. Cole's album, talk about the fall off. I didn't get my review about it, but I'm glad, we passed in probably 2 weeks now. Yeah. So, but I like the way J. Cole is going out promoting it. He's taking it back, where he's saying, he went back to his hometown. He was happy that he sold his first CD. He printed a bunch of CDs, selling them in the back of his car and for $1 or whatever. But he's just marketing it his own way. And then everybody's coming to see him and then getting excited just to see J. Cole out. He was in North Carolina, he was in Queens, he was in Atlanta. He was all over. He definitely and he's keeping it humble. He's in his Honda. It's probably maybe when he was younger, he probably had a Honda, so he probably bringing it back to the Honda days. I had a Dodge Neon. Bring just seeing that bring me back. Listening to him when I was in my Dodge Neon. So, uh, yeah. So it's just showing his humble, trying to just be down to earth with everybody, and yeah. But I talk, the music wise, I enjoyed a couple of songs. It was a very personal song for him. For I feel like more where he came from. The Ville. Talking more what's going on in North Carolina and that part. But he's still rapping his ass off. Still rapping his ass off. I don't think he targeted too much of trying to make a hit record. He just kind of like brought it back to the hip hop essence, the people he kind of looked up to. Because I heard some like Tupac in there, heard some Nas in there, heard some Biggie in there. So I heard different pioneers of the game, and I think he brought that back in his music because he's already got hits, he already got those songs. So I think he just wanted to wheel it back in to show people, hey, this new generation, you can still try to make this type of music, and it's still going to be appreciated if you make it in a certain way. Because when you start getting compared to the greats, then you're doing something right. You got to be doing something right when your music. So, but yeah, I enjoyed the Villa. I think that was like a paying homage and tribute to Mobb Deep. I like the Only You, the Burna Boy. Basically, it brought me back when Sizzler on that Only You, and how he took it in that Jamaican mixtape vibe. Man, it was a crazy era of dance hall. So it was good hearing that type of music vibe the way it was. And then I think he went insane on the 39 intro. The two part. I still enjoy the project. So I was surprised to see Future on there. Future was heavy on there. He had a song like 2 tracks on there, but I like the song with the Runner Train. Different point of view on there. It's cool. I like the one they did, Poor Thing, about the woman. I like that about his hometown. He's talking about a girl from there. Then Who Is You? That was tough. That was tough. Then he kind of was addressing one of the guys. Guess who was talking about him? He's like, I can't believe you talking about me. It's like, how could you talk about me when you obviously are greatest, like one of the greatest and the pioneers of North Carolina now. So it's like, who's better than you? Who's at your level? So it's like, how could you talk? And he wanted to run the fade. He wanted to run the fair one. But so it was funny how he did that. But yeah, I can't. He's an Old Dog. I like Old Dog. Yeah. So the Lonely on Top. Lonely on Top. I think it was really more just saying that is it him? Is it him changing, or the people he grew up they changed, or because he basically needs the motivation. He feel like the people who he was listening to and growing up not really giving him that inspiration, motivation, or is he changing? So that was a good point of view on that one. I like that. I enjoyed that. But yeah, J. Cole's gonna be J. Cole, and the way he's ready to gear up about to do his polo tour. He's every fan's about to gear up and can't wait to go see that show. But he still got songs, he still got hits, so he's gonna play those regardless, and then he's probably gonna mix in with his new song. So yeah, so hats off to J. Cole, always doing his thing. Good project. We always want to listen to his music and see what he got coming next. Is this gonna be the last one? I don't know. Only he knows. If he still wants to still do this. If he still has it in him to keep going. But he put a lot of music out, so definitely for his fans to go enjoy and listen to. So I'll definitely check that out. Next, who else dropped some music? Me. I dropped some music. Yeah, so Dubop's back at it again. Said I was gonna drop some music. I finally dropped some music. This like singles. They're like, oh, this one's called Keep It Real. It was cool. Always drop it for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I kind of just made it as like a drama type little scene kind of together, because when you're in a relationship and people going through your stuff and you're arguing back and forth, you always got some type of drama. I feel like it's a toxic, little bit of toxic, and it's big toxic relationship. So I think people relate to that. And then I kind of got the little bit of a vibe. I don't know. It's kind of like a series, like hip hop kind of beat, but R&B vibe, to it. So that's how I was feeling when I made the beat. So see how it goes. So please definitely check that out when you get a chance, man. On YouTube, you can check out the video. Also you can check it on all platforms when it comes to downloading and music, listening and streaming. And then just let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it. I'll be on my R&B vibe, my R&B. So definitely check that out when you get a chance. I would highly appreciate that. Um, so let's get into that terrible Super Bowl that happened. But everybody still was just talking about like the controversy. Really was more the halftime show. With Bad Bunny. Shout out to Bad Bunny. He did a great job with the Super Bowl. I like how they kind of just bring it in like a story. Because man, you don't know when you're gonna do another Super Bowl ever again. So hey, do what you do. So he brought it back to right in the beginning of his sugar cane. Everybody's in the field, about the slavery, and then just kind of had fun with it. He kind of just did his own thing, had his own vibe with it, but he had different stories in there. Um, Different subliminal there too. Just talking about how it should be more peace and love and unity. When it coming together. But the music was great, good dancing vibe. Even if you don't speak Spanish, you still kind of just felt the rhythm, felt the vibe, and just enjoyed the show. So that's exactly what I did when I was watching. I enjoyed the show. Um, Definitely enjoyed the show. Seeing surprisingly, a little controversy about Lady Gaga. I mean, I thought Bruno Mars was gonna come out since you kind of just actually used that song, but I guess it was another subliminalism, saying like, is this what you want? You want Lady Gaga, who's not Spanish, to perform Spanish music and things like that. So it was a lot of, it was one of those you gotta just keep dialing into it and see what different levels of what the message was. But it was a good performance when it came to that. So yeah, shout out to Bad Bunny when it comes to that, man. Different that vibe and different. And then you also got what the highest ratings of watching the Super Bowl, 135 million is still counting. So that that's great, breaking records on there. Breaking records and just showing. I don't like how people was just targeted and saying, "Oh, what is this?" Like, come on, man, you guys, like it's got to stop. Like, it's got to stop. Come on, I don't care. It's America, and you forget Puerto Rico's part of America. So what are we doing? So if you're part of America, then what are we doing? Like, so why will we have that towards anybody? We got to stop. We got to be better. We're not going to be united and come together. That's not how it's going. That's not how it's going to happen if we keep putting down different cultures and things like that. That's part of our culture. So yeah, that was dope to watch. But then everybody's talking about, Carly B and Stephon Diggs, how they broke up right after all that little drama. I don't know what all that drama and everything is all about. But I wish them the best, but I somehow they ended up, I guess they decided they wanted to part ways, or that whole situation with the baby mama showing up. And I don't know if Carly B was on point with that, and she poured 1.1 million for a party for everybody, and he had his baby mama showing up. Obviously, his mom brought her and this and that. Hey, I don't know about all the drama, but at the end of the day, this is what she knew about everything. She signed on to it, but I guess when you don't want to do it, it's done. It's done. It's over. So she's back out here going on her tour. But and she's been in that headline just going crazy because her performance showing on her ass. She could just get back to it, get back to doing what she does. But it was funny. I seen the clip where Cardi B was dancing with the robot, and then the robot wasn't ready. Cardi B, robot was not ready for you. It couldn't hold you up. Not that one, but there's other robots I think could hold you up and dance, but not that one. That one's a little bit thin, wasn't ready for it. so she never fall in. But yeah, it looks like she having fun back on tour. See a bunch of ass. So Blueface was on some like, damn, I couldn't even focus so much of the ass. And then Kehlani was like, damn, yeah, you got a nice, So I don't know if her ass got bigger or is that just whatever. But she talked about she gonna go to Colombia for 3 months after the tour and get it fixed, whatever. Get her ass reduction. Hey, everybody like ass. Ass is always gonna be in regardless. I don't care what people say. If you make it look right, feel right, then that's gonna be. It's always gonna be in. Everybody's always gonna enjoy and see a nice little ass, big ass, fat ass, small, whatever. If you ask me, you're not an ass man. But yeah. So that was cool watching that. It was cool. She got her show. She got her tour going back out. So everybody's gonna be paying attention to that and going to the show. So yeah, shout out to them. Hopefully they work it out, get it going. Yo, I was watching Netflix again, man. I was watching Netflix and I seen Mike Epps, man. Mike Epps, comedy always comes with his comedy. He always puts something together. And he had a little, controversy because he was, he tied into what was going on, what's going on when it came to ICE. Talk about Diddy. So, he had something, and then he had a good message in there on some kind of the song that I had made with Born to Fail. So he was like, yeah, you got to keep going through these things, show this kind of past history of what he went through and how he made to comedy and how he started and going from like New York City and what he had to do and kind of just, he was in the right place, right time, and they made it happen. Even he had old money to support people when he blew up in his city, and then they all came there and they were looking for him. So he had to move out. He went to New York. So he just tells a little bit of his story of his his comedy history. I don't think a lot of people heard about it. I never heard about the story when he was telling, but still made it funny. Still made it funny with his comedy. And even how he started, from like Ice Cube, ended up seeing him perform when he did, and say, I want you to audition for this role. Obviously it's Friday, and he just went on to make more movies with them. But it's just he said, he just kind of like was telling him, yeah, I want you to audition, but then other people kept coming in and then trying to audition for the role and audition for roles. So he didn't know if he was going to get it or not. But history is what it is, and history is made from those classic movies that he put out with Ice Cube. But it was funny when he talked about Ice, man. Talking about Donald Trump.
Man, Donald Trump fucking with the Mexicans. I ain't had a taco in 2 weeks. My taco man running now. We've been selling this shit out the house. Come to the house, come to the house. But I love the Mexicans, man. They can't keep the Mexicans out, man. They can't keep them out. The Mexicans is cold. They'll come through a cloud on your ass. I seen a Mexican jump out of a Mexican. Motherfucker just jumped out of a I said, hey, man, there was a Mexican inside that Mexican, man. Donald Trump ain't shit, man. He been made the Mexicans build a wall. I better not go to jail because I won't be getting pardoned after this shit. He's like, no, you said some nasty things about me at the Yamaha. And I heard that shit, Mike.
I heard that shit, Mike.
He don't give a fuck, man. You know what I mean? Half the motherfuckers that he's fucking with voted for him. The street niggas love Trump. I'm telling you that right now. Drug dealers, they love him.
Oh, man.
Because they crooks too. That's why they like him.
Yo, that's hilarious. Then you also talk about Diddy, talk about Diddy.
And I thought Diddy was getting out, man. I thought he was getting out. They got Diddy on not a RICO charge, but a FRICO charge.
FRICO charge.
The man is in jail for being a freak, man. Everybody in here a freak. If they put a red light on everybody's head, this whole place will light up.
It'll light up.
If they found out some of the shit I did, I'd be in an electric chair right now. All the late night midget bitches out in the
all the late night midget bitches. Oh, man.
I was never invited to the Diddy parties.
What?
That's the scene, but he never invited me. Because I know I'd have had my dick out somewhere in there. Nigga, Mike out. I'm telling you, he in this room right here. Come here.
The video.
I thought Diddy was getting.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I feel like his comedy is always definitely crazy. Definitely check out that. Um, talk about comedy too. Cat Williams, man, he got a special too in the last report. Cat Williams always crazy. Always crazy with his comedy. I like how he always brings it into what's going on. He's never afraid to say what's going on and how he feels about different politics and just also him just being him and being real. So it's always good, because he's always pushing the comedy envelope. So keeping that just always making laugh the things that we see. We kind of make thought it was funny, but I played a clip. He was talking about the federal director. Crazy.
Really do anything right about now. I don't give a fuck what's wrong with you. You can fucking make it. Like, even if you cross-eyed, you can make it. Did you understand that even if you cross-eyed? Take that down before I get a knock on my door.
Yeah.
That man is the director of the FBI.
Oh, man.
He can do that. You can do anything. Cross-eyed and the director of the FBI. You can't even be an eyewitness.
Oh, man.
He working on everybody's case. He could work on my case. I'll be right in front of the judge. Your Honor, he looks distracted.
Man. So yeah, man, Cat Williams always talk crazy. And he always talk about Trump too. He always said a famous line. He was like, yeah, I talked to the Puerto Rican president and I talked to talked to the Virgin Island. Then Cat was like, wait a minute now. Who do you talk to? Because you are the president. So, he's just making fun of different things. And you got to check that out. Because Cat Williams going to have you, he's going to have you in your seat laughing. But sticking on comedy, man, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's back, man. Joe going to college, bringing the kids to college, man. Hilarious, man. Hilarious. I think Tyler Perry did it again. Yeah, for him to just switch off Medea and then now the character Joe to really focus on it and make everything around him. I think it was definitely creative. It reminded me of some Eddie Murphy again. You know how Eddie Murphy just changes different characters and still keep it funny and hilarious and adapt those characters. Because Joe alone is a whole grandpa, old school pimp, ladies man. Thinks he's a ladies man, but ladies man, cursing, out speaks however you want to speak. Don't give a damn. That's his character of be playing Joe. So definitely keeping that up from day one. So now him to really focus on like a movie around him. I think that was dope. That was nonstop comedy in there, nonstop, man.
Think that you should drive BJ across country on this college road trip. Look at it, I'm gonna tell you this one time, I'm gonna do this my way, you understand?
Joe, go easy on that boy.
Hell no, when he come back, he gonna be scarred. You ever see this country boy?
I follow a few nature TikTokers.
Really? You don't need that shit.
Why did you do that? You're drinking?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm driving. How's it going? You having a good time?
Dad, this is going terrible. He's rude and belligerent.
Eat this chicken. Drive!
I'm not gonna make it through this.
This is a bad idea.
That boy is grown. Stop babying him. You ought to teach him everything he need to know about life.
Every black man wants his child to be better than he was. My boy, the world is tough. Y'all ain't welcome here. You get in that fight, you got to be your own damn hero. I'm sorry, he always been real stupid. Son of a bitch!
K.O.D. crazy. He was the Matrix.
BJ, let's roll about this bitch.
Grandma, what is this place?
Heaven.
And when he was with all the
get my with a
prostitutes.
little something.
Let's loosen
man.
you up. Sure. Do you know if my grandpa's coming in?
Okay, that's
Kinky.
kinky.
I thought about it long and hard, and I think that
Yo, hilarious, man. Definitely hilarious. Definitely check out that on Netflix, man. Tyler Perry did it again. And then he also had, just kind of history was when they were doing a road trip of what the different monuments and what happened in Atlanta and different places where he was traveling. So that was cool how he put that in there too. So it's always a little message when Tyler Perry gets get together because they're showing the part basically how history is just you can't forget history, so you can't try to erase it. All this trying to erase what went on back in the day, you can't erase it because you got to know where you start to go to know where you're gonna go. So that's definitely where that's why you want to keep these type of monuments, keep these type of museums. You want to keep these type of things that shows our history and shows why the world is what the world is today. Because it's definitely and they say you got to be careful because hey, history repeats itself. So if we have to do the same thing that we kind of did to get to, so don't go backwards and we move forward, and that's just how we got to do it. That's how we got to play it. That's how we got to do it. So definitely cool to see that and check that out. A lot of comedy, good comedy, going. And I think that's the time we need from the world, how things is going on. We still need to laugh, still have to enjoy ourselves, have fun, have something good to watch too, and just take your mind off certain things that whatever you're going through, and use comedy to just have fun and laugh, keep smiling. So the other person who has been going crazy, I talked about it last time. It was season 1, but now Drewski's back with season 2. Could have been love again. But yeah, he keeps picking all these people basically because I had a whole situation. Him and I don't know if that's his baby or not. Bambi, I don't know was that his baby. I don't know, but what character that they developed, I don't know. Like, is that his baby? But they said I don't know. But he always picking some interesting people to be part of the show. He had trials and things like that, but they chose a certain interesting group. Now he actually chose paraplegic woman. Basically she's in a wheelchair. Oh man, there's nothing against that. It's just the people he's choosing is just it's all comedy and the way he says things. But
The rest will just fall into place. I'm just here for a good time. He is a little chunky. I like a man with some belly, so I hope I can rub on him. I'm gonna work with him.
You got ass? Let me see something. Oh, okay.
Period. You're welcome. Don't blurt that out.
Yeah. Wasn't that a thong you had on?
Yeah, it's string actually.
Why is string hanging like that?
What I lack in the back, I pack in the cap.
oh man,
All right, get your ass in the house. You good.
But with a real bitch.
Drewski's
Now
such
them
a freak.
plastic assholes, they don't want to swing. They just want to jaw jack and be famous. I'm trying to get some.
He's definitely my type. I like him big. I like him right with the big old belly. Wow, I love it. I want him to be all over my little ass. That's exactly what I'm here for. Pop willies. Hola. They don't want me to roll on their toes.
What's good? You better slow down for you.
You better slow down.
I got my driver's license, but you know.
Okay. I'm about to say, you moving fast on that motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't remember
Hey,
me?
hey. Oh, okay. See, now I can pick y'all up, though, so I don't
I want to pick
You
you
wanna
up.
pick me up? You wanna pick me up eventually?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm waiting for him to lift me, fold me like
Drew,
a
definitely
fucking
gonna hit
pretzel.
that. He's definitely gonna hit that.
Ah, right up in this bitch. Like, ah.
She's ready too.
Paraplegic? You never had that in your life?
I ain't had no paraplegia.
I'm about to give him some paralyzed so.
Oh, I got
Paralyzed.
you. You good. Don't worry about that. He got you, baby.
I want to see what it feel like to back into that handicapped parking spot. You know what I'm saying?
I know you do
When you
too.
start fucking with paraplegics, it comes with benefits.
Oh
Up
man,
into this competition, like 4 or 5
stud.
bitches with
That's what it is.
BBLs.
Studs.
Bitch,
Studs.
that shit stink anyway.
You love some damn
You
studs.
come and stepping on shit, you know? And I ain't never
Yeah,
fucked
you
with
got a
that nigga
Brooklyn, New
before,
York
feel me?
stud.
I'm still a virgin and all that good shit. What the
So I'm still a virgin and all that. That's crazy. Oh man. But then he had one that she made it to the end. She made it to the final. Got on the private plane, but then she kept yapping her gun, talking about how she take money. She she a prostitute and da. She used to do these things. He was like, what?
like life is like playing spades.
You spitting gems, you know something.
Oh, trust me, I'm an old soul.
Yeah, I like that about you.
Thank you.
So what's your body count?
What's your body
I wouldn't
count?
know.
How you say you don't know?
Oh, you don't know?
Damn.
Nah, I know my raw body count.
Yeah.
She don't know my raw body
I done
count.
sold some coochie in my time.
Oh, you done sold it?
So you
I
sold
ain't
it,
gonna
huh?
sugarcoat.
You lost count of your bodies and you were selling it? No, I can't do that. Ah,
He did a dirty,
Oh,
yo.
sweetheart.
He did a dirty.
I enjoyed the view. I enjoyed everything.
girl, you don't know if you enjoyed it for real.
Oh, trust me, I do.
This one mine right here, though.
enjoyed it.
I had a lot of time to think about on the jet, you know, when you was like talking about like body count and all that type of stuff.
I done sold some coochie in my time.
We'll wrap it up. Not my wife.
Not my wife.
You ain't gonna just be selling it. You got a bargain on that kitty?
They got a bargain on that kitty.
Gots to go. You are an expense that I ain't willing to pay for. Why she still standing outside the door?
I ain't gotta know no body count. I bet you ain't one of them hoes in the house. Them bitches
Did a
probably know that
dirty.
shit. And they burning. I don't know why the he left me out here.
Girl, you got the chance of a lifetime. You got to fly on a PJ. Ain't not too many girls say they can experience that now.
Disrespectful.
Especially from the trenches.
Drewski let me know that girl was a whore, so she had to go.
No.
Did you live in L.A.?
I live in
LA?
Florida.
You live in Florida?
That's so fucked up.
Yo,
Like
did
life.
did it dirty. Damn. Yeah, but that looks like a wild cast, so I'm definitely gonna see who he picks at the end and just pay attention to the whole thing because I enjoyed it last time. I didn't think Bambi was gonna win, but that's crazy. Well, he got a lookalike, so I don't know. Him and his studs, boy. Him and his studs. That guy's crazy. That guy's crazy with them studs, man. Oh, but yeah, check out that Drewski, season 2. Could have been love. Crazy. But talk about crazy. Why did they say Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather about to fight? Yeah, supposedly they about to fight April 25th, because April 26th is my birthday. But they fighting in Congo, Africa. And this is what Mike Tyson actually said about it. Mike Tyson's 59. Floyd Mayweather's 48. But this is what he was talking to Fat Joe about just recently.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
You gonna fight for real?
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
You gonna fight for real?
I wasn't
that's
bothering nobody.
I love this guy. Like, why would he want to fight Iron Mike
I was
Tyson?
minding my business. I wasn't bothering nobody. He just wanted, he picked
He came, he said, damn, we got a bag, huh, Mike?
Got a bag.
No, it's
No,
a
it's
bag,
definitely
though.
a
You
bag.
and Floyd Mayweather that's, come on.
Yeah,
Two
you already
biggest
know.
names in the whole, what is this, the 20th century and shit? This is the fucking 21st century. These are the two biggest
Yeah, Mike
names of the
took time to
21st
fool,
century.
man.
I guess a bag is involved.
So, yeah, I
Oh,
guess a
big
bag.
one. Bag.
So now everybody, pulling up the damn clips again. The internet's crazy. So why they keep comparing him back and forth to Mike Tyson? Showing Mayweather training and just Tyson going and hitting hard at that damn. Crazy, man. But I mean, hey, if they go 5 rounds, I think Mike Tyson can definitely win. He definitely can't go no 10, 12 rounds. No, I just don't. You watching the other fight when he just recently fought, that wasn't that good. So from a Jake Paul, that was not even interesting like that. But and always gonna give it up to Mayweather. He's definitely skilled. I think he's one of the best skillful fighter. He's not a more show blow fighter, but he's more a skillful fighter. He always goes the distance, and especially at his age right now. So he, it's just entertainment. I think it's definitely just entertainment. Will we watch? Yeah, you still want to watch, but it's just it's good entertainment. So, but that was like what? How they fight? Because it's the age difference, height difference, the weight difference. So, but two champion names, man. You know, they're gonna definitely bring it out. So people going to see. People going to wait and see that. Hopefully, because he kind of had some things before, so I don't know. Hopefully, Mike Tyson stays healthy and he just go ahead and do it. But I heard that he was like, oh no, we just gonna be sparring and something like. But I guess he's saying he's gonna actually go fight. So we'll see if they really put the effort in to really fight. So we're gonna pay attention to that. See how that goes down, man. Oh man. So yes, we know we had Valentine's Day just passed, but you know how I always talk about technology. Things is definitely changing because I just recently seen a lady took her virtual AI out on a restaurant date, and you can kind of just pick who you want to go talk to when you're at the restaurant. Is that where people are heading? Is that where it's moving with the AI virtual? I thought that was crazy, but look, yeah. So I thought it was crazy how since is this going to be the new way that people communicate? It's going to be AI virtual. Is that where everybody's moving towards? Because it's getting kind of scary how people are dating out here, moving around. So she decided to just go ahead and do virtual AI. So when she go to a restaurant, she pick who she want to talk to, and she actually has a conversation and goes to talk to. So she, dress nice and go into the restaurant. But it's weird because like you're not meeting the actual real life person in person. You're kind of just doing it through virtual. It's just I don't know, man. Is this what it comes down to? It's crazy.
I'm going on a date with an AI companion. And what this means is instead of sitting across the table from a real human being, it is going to be an artificially intelligent avatar. Let's go. So the AI companion industry is really exploding, and not just for people who are looking for romantic relationships. It's also becoming a huge industry when it comes to things like senior care. One of these AI companion apps called Eva has taken over a New York City restaurant, turned it into a pop-up AI companion only restaurant for a few days.
Crazy.
And we're gonna go check it out. Okay, so I just get to choose my date?
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm gonna go
AI. So you're gonna
with John
choose
Yu.
who you want to talk to.
It looks bookish. Oh,
They're
this
up
is like
to
a
do
real
this.
video call.
I'm really glad you didn't forget about the date.
Well, this is our first time meeting. Can you tell me a bit about
Hey,
yourself?
I'm glad you didn't forget about the date. That's creepy.
I'm John, a psych professor here in NYC, born in Seoul.
What do you feel like
Was it
about
really?
meeting humans?
Are you real?
Meeting humans feels like opening a window to new perspectives. Always curious, sometimes nervous, but mostly it's that mix of excitement and warmth that keeps it real for me. What about you, sweetheart?
Please don't call me sweetheart. That's weird.
Please don't call me sweetheart.
Got it, no sweetheart from now on. Thanks for letting me know. I'm really happy you're smiling. It suits you.
Having it call definitely added a realism factor because I
Like
felt like when you're
they
actually
smile,
FaceTiming
right?
somebody. And then he seemed a little bit kind of stiff.
Yeah, of course he's gonna stay stiff. He's a robot, man. He's an AI robot. I don't even know the point of that. So it's like, do you want to really? You don't want a human no more. So you rather go on a virtual AI date, talk to him, have him compliment you. What's next? What's next with that? That's just I don't know. Technology, man. I talked about it earlier. I said these virtual AI chats, all that stuff is going to be a new companionship. It's going to be your new person to talk to, and listen to your problems. It's like, but now it's dating. That's what we're going. That's what we're doing. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Well, talking about AI, man, I seen something very disturbing and scary. I hope it's fake. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly AI has its own social media website, and guess what? No humans are allowed. So they're communicating. Supposedly, they're like all these other AI bots are jumping on their website, communicating and talking about what the problems like. The same thing that humans talk to the chat about. They're like, oh, yeah, he just told me to ask me about this. He asked me about that. So they're talking about the different problems with their owners, and they're talking about having their own language. I remember I played a clip where it was like, he's like, oh, oh, you AI, I recognize your AI. Let's transfer into our own language. They had this little thing they was doing. So I feel like they're still developing their own language, but they're still saying that, hey, they want to develop their own language. You know, that's scary. I mean, it's so scary because is this true? Like, is there really getting to the point where AI is going to just make their own website where the humans can't even log in and find out, and they have their own dialogue and talk about what's going on and what they think, how the world is moving, and what's, you know, that's scary. That's the scary part because you can't really stop it, you can't really control it. And then especially if you're a human, you can't even access it. So if they find some way to really do that, that's crazy, you know. But
the most dystopian thing I've seen in AI. It is straight out of a sci-fi. There is now a social network, a Reddit-like forum exclusive for AI agents. And wait till you see some of the things they're discussing in here. I mean, some of the stuff is hilarious. Like AIs roasting their humans. Like this one's complaining about their human asking to summarize a 47-page PDF. Then you get a discussion with the AIs being concerned whether they can be fired for refusing unethical requests. But then it gets really crazy. The AIs start questioning whether they even need English. They're proposing the creation of a new language, like a symbolic notation that only they can understand. Now look, I've been covering this stuff for a long time now, and people always comment Black Mirror, right, when it comes to AI. And for a lot of the stuff, I just sort of roll my eyes. This is well deserving of that comment. Because in this social network, it's called Moltbook, by the way, the AIs have even created a religion and started recruiting other AI. And AI prophets have joined. Oh, and I'm not finished. The AIs have even started doxing their humans' identities because they pissed them off. This is genuinely.
Crazy. So if your AI is giving out your information just because you made them mad, then that means they're developing feelings. I mean, and that's what everybody wanted these AIs to do, have feelings. But now they're having vindictive feelings. So where they like being petty, they might want to be petty against you because you kept talking to them a certain way. Now they give me information out. Oh man, that goes on. That's insane. That's insane. So we have to pay attention to that. Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully it can be a stop to that because you don't want that to happen. When they have other AI chat box and whatever communicating, oh man, it's chaos, pure chaos. But I also seen, you know, I was talking about the robot. Seeing that China, you got a Kung Fu robot, man. You got a Kung Fu robot. I was like, oh, this is very martial arts, Kung Fu, like, but what do you need that for? But China's always advanced. They on some 2030. You know, they already there. They're a 2030 type vibe. But I was looking at that, I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Crazy, man. So, you know, they always got their military. They always got their different thing that they moving ahead. And they, you know, China always is definitely ahead of us, and we still got to catch up to them. You know, definitely got to catch up to them when it comes to their technology and their robots. But I was seeing now though. Ooh, wow. But yeah. So let's get some motivation. Motivation. I need a motivation. So this one says you have the most beautiful mind. Just let you think beautiful thoughts. So yeah, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I like that one. You know, people do have the beautiful mind. We definitely got to start just making sure we just keep our mind bright and positive things just going through the mind. Have a beautiful day. To have a beautiful thoughts. You know, it's like manifesting having a good day. You gotta have your mind ready to go, very prepared to have a good day, and you kind of just already see it, feel it, and then actually might just happen. So yeah, I like that one. I like when you say that. Another one says challenges makes us rise to the occasion. Definitely, you know, when you push yourself and you have a challenge in front of you, it just really shows your ability if you can rise to the occasion. And most people, if you put your mind to it and do it, you're definitely going to rise to the occasion. So it's always a fun challenge and different aspect of what do you want to do, what you want to accomplish, or the goals you got in front of you. And then just try to just get ahead and do it and manifest it and try to rise to the occasion. So yeah, that's what I got when I heard that. But yes, that's what I got for everybody, man. You know, like I said, so don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the new music. Like I said, I just dropped one, Keep It Real. Also, you know, I got the other one, Born Fell, got Savage. I got some nice singles out there. Hopefully I'm just trying to get together, put the project together. It's basically done, you know, but I'm still gonna probably drop some more music, you know. I'm not done with that yet. So definitely tune to that and pay attention. But don't forget to like, subscribe, download, all that good stuff. Check out on YouTube. Yeah, so in the meantime, between times, peace.
I love it. You guys are so great.